humans.
So we are. Yeah, okay, we're good, we're, at least this is on, so.
I'll wait the 2 minutes, just a minute, against me, better judgment.
It will give you, I included this in your packet, and we can talk about it at the end if you are so
I
inclined,
actually read that,
but
yep.
it'll give you a hard copy. I know it's easier to read.
When are they moving into that new house, Dan?
A week and a half ago,
Oh, wait, so they're all in, good.
yeah,
Good.
it came out nice.
Yeah. Some sunny in there,
Well, I never thought I'd ever see one there that quick, if ever,
yeah, pretty fast, wasn't it?
just did.
All right, that's close enough.
Be against you better, Jeff, you nailed it.
Please, please. Oh, yeah, you got it. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. Okay. So we're gonna call this meeting to order. The first thing on the agenda is review of the minutes from September 8th.
I just want, real quick, just wanted to mention that Dan is an alternate, but was voted in, I think, what, 2, 3 months ago, just for the record, kind of be a standing. It was voted in kind of as a standing
Yeah.
participating member until a new regular member gets
So
appointed.
replacement comes.
They're not beating the door down apparently.
Unfortunately,
That's how I remembered it anyway.
yes, that's, I just wanted to put that on the record again. So he's acting as a regular member tonight. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, it's fine.
I'll make a motion, we accept the minutes as presented.
We have a second?
Okay.
Fine, all those in favor, all those opposed. Now, first order of business is old business, and it's the Standpike Road subdivision.
Yes, which I did speak with them. I asked them if they wanted to withdraw their application. And come back when they were ready, or should I just have the board reject the application without prejudice and say, when you're ready, you can come back and we'll just go through the process again.
What was their intention?
They said, we're ready, they were getting together they want to be on the November agenda. They were I guess they were trying to get a project plan from a blasting consultant, because they have to blast. Which I don't think is really in the site plan review. I don't think that
Yeah.
covers it.
They said that there wouldn't be much blasting, but of course, since it's completely all edge.
So,
Yeah.
what I think what they're planning on, we'll be able to speak to that, and I think it was to try and address the concerns that were just raised by the public more than anything else. So I
That's fine.
said I would, discuss with you, and my thinking is if they're not ready, we can reject it. I also did suggest that they renotice the public hearing for that meeting, just so that way nobody can cry foul and everybody's aware that wants to be involved.
Nothing says we have to hold our side of it in so many time frame after the public hearing or the site visit or anything.
I know, I think there was something about like 6 months or something, but we're within
Within that, yeah.
No, it was basically, because it was in limbo, it just was this weird thing. I didn't want it just to be like sitting there.
Let's give them one more month,
Yeah,
that's my opinion. How about you guys? Give them one more
Okay.
month, if they don't show up in November, then we'll.
Yeah. I mean, you can.
We'll table it,
And make them.
or do whatever, because I don't wanna go through the whole thing
Yeah,
all over again. I mean, you know, I don't think we'd have to go back, do another site visit, but
right, right.
we've all seen it.
Well, if we reject it, they're gonna have to start all over again.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, so let's just give them another month, see what happens.
Okay, all right, great.
Okey doke, next one, let's see, 105 Main Street, Copen Gale. Application for site plan review.
And I'll say,
That me. Right up here.
this project did go to Historic Preservation Review Commission already, a couple of weeks ago, I think. And they gave it their approval, so now it's before you, I think that's. I believe you'll be the last like reviewing body. And then hopefully, if it's approved, code enforcement can issue a building permit.
Go from there, yeah. Daryl Frazier, Damariscotta, Kobe and Gale Incorporated. Oh, I am. Yeah, so I mean, would you want me to start off? Do you want anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, looking to add an addition on to our very small shop on 105 Main Street downtown, so, long time coming. Real simple addition, we're looking at a 20 by 36. Roughly 25 feet in height, maybe on the back side of the building, just to house another service bay. We're just outgrowing the two that we're in now, so we want to keep it all in the same area. And that's, yeah, more or less the project. I don't know what you guys want. Do you want anything in depth, or what do you,
I
any
got a couple
questions?
Questions for Mike.
Yeah.
You had a couple of notes in there, one of them was, what zone was it?
Oh,
You were concerned about?
the AE,
AE?
it's the floodplain, it's a flood hazard area where. It basically goes, the line for flood hazard goes right around the site because
It's
you're
very
probably
low.
not familiar, it goes up.
Yeah, it does,
yeah.
a lot.
Which, what, in the January 2024, when the parking lot did flood, you could see. Almost, I think 100-year flood would be just like a touch higher than that, maybe a couple
Yeah,
inches,
it was
but.
just outside of the footprint, yeah.
Yeah, so I just wanted to confirm that you all understand that this was not in the flood hazard. We looked at the flood hazard ordinance, the floodplain management ordinance, and checked to see if it was in flood hazard area, and it was not, but.
I had checked off that it was in the application, I figured, I checked everything off.
That's close, yeah, but
Yeah.
there's no,
I mean, they meet all the setback requirements.
from the land use, yeah,
Yeah.
and shoreline.
The other question you had in there was about exterior lighting.
Yeah, and I think, I'm not sure if we discussed it, you're not proposing any new lighting out there.
No new lighting, we have a lighted sign that's currently on the backside of the building that I had permitted for,
Okay.
but we never use it.
Okay.
So there's existing lighting, there's some outside lighting. And a sign that are tied together, but we rarely use it. We're not open past 5:30 at night, so if we use it, it's during the daily, during work hours, then we turn them off if we need anything. So, no new lighting other than moving that existing sign back there. So.
But that's part of the sign.
Yeah, there's just an outside floodlight that's already on the backside of the building on the gable end.
Yeah.
And honestly, I hadn't even thought about even moving that until just now. So I brought it up. But if we did, that would be it would be existing lighting that would just be moved onto the backside, but no new lighting, I guess.
Yeah, no new lighting, and everything that's with the sign is.
Yeah, and the sign, I'm required because we're Napa Auto Care to have a Napa Auto Care sign up there. They don't care where I put it or if I use it. So that's why we hit it out back and we never turn it on. So it's there, it's wired up. We don't do anything with it. So, but again, we're, as far as outside, we're, in the fall, we're only up until 5:30 at night. So once we leave, we shut the lights off anyway. So no late night or anything,
So the back entrances will be blocked.
Yeah, so Jenny, where it be going, I currently have a bay that we enter through the back, so we have, this has taken some reconfiguring in the shop, so we're gonna utilize an existing bay that we didn't put a lift in. We're gonna move an interior bay around, so that we won't even see, that'll get moved, so we're gonna we're closing off the, the idea would be closing off that bay that's in the back. And we're more or less adding on and turning it, so we're coming in from the side as opposed to driving around to the back of the building, because that's now where our travel lane would have been, is now going to be a service bay.
So there's gonna be 3 bays then.
We'll have 3, yeah, we effectively have 4 bays now, but only 2 of them are usable for automotive repair. The other ones are for service. So essentially, we do have 4 bays in that little. But we'd be closing off 1 and using, so we'd have 3 service bays. And yeah, we'll actually be reducing it in a way, reducing the number, but 3 usable bays as opposed to 4 bays, only 2 of them usable, Yeah. Trying to make an old building work.
So is it gonna be at the same roof line as the?
Yeah, yes and no. We're gonna try to follow the pitch. Yeah, because if if you're looking at it from Main Street, we need a 16-foot interior ceiling. So I have 13 feet in the old garage, the existing garage. We need 16 feet. So that's gonna raise that roof line up. But the thought process is we'd follow the roof line instead of reducing the roof line and bringing it down and shallower. We'd follow that. So you're gonna see on that addition, it is gonna be higher than the existing roof line. But it's 2 schools of thought. So we can either follow, I think it would look better following it as opposed to doing a shallower pitch and coming in and trying to meet that. So, but it'd still be well below I think we calculated maybe 25 feet, from with the pitch, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and the height, maximum height there, 40 feet.
Yeah, 40, sometimes
35,
40, it'll be well below that, yeah.
Yeah.
And on the further, the backside building, so it'll be super noticeable, but.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's a tight piece of property down there, yeah. I really didn't think we'd able to, I've done a lot of measuring in the last 3 or 4 months to see if we could actually get something in there and. Yeah, I said, it'll fit, but it's tight.
Cause you have the underground tank there too, right?
Yeah, we have to, that's well outside, that's in the travel lane. So we did those back in 2019. We invested heavily down there for new storage tanks, whatever, so.
So you know what's underneath your shop,
Yeah,
basically.
we do, yeah, and that section there, in the area where that's going, would be going. There's actually an old retaining wall, there's an old seawall that wraps around that, so that was all backfilled, years and years ago, so. Be interested to see what kind of material we take out of there,
So you have to put a concrete slab, you have to put in take
Yeah,
dig down and.
we'd be doing so we'd be pouring footer and walls, so we can build off of those. So we'd be excavating, in that area and in that footprint. So it might be interesting to see what's in there, but hopefully it's decent material, but I suspect we won't be reusing much of it that comes out. Oh, yeah.
Historic build.
So it'll be frost walls,
Yeah.
frost walls and a slab.
Yeah, we'll do footings and an actual wall, so we'll come up. You probably see concrete roughly 3 feet above grade. And we may, that was a question I had with the historical, whether or not what kind of siding, if they wanted to drop that down or not, but we'll have, we're gonna come up with 3 feet, because we have I don't wanna put, I don't wanna have a wooden plate or shoe right on the concrete on the slab, so we'll
Right.
pour inside that, so we'll have concrete walls. The old building is all block, and it's kind of clad over in places. It's a conglomeration of different materials, so yeah, a little bit of a nightmare. Nice to have something more
Don't they call that
standard.
Mid-century modern.
It is something, yeah, it's mid-century something, There's a lot of head scratching in that place. Why did they do it this way? But, so, yeah, and if there's anything else,
And it doesn't reduce your parking spaces at all.
no, what's interesting about it is if when we take out the travel lane from being able to access that back door, we still use, so it'll be a little bit tighter, but we still essentially have about as same amount of parking area that we have now.
Okay.
So that's the only way this is gonna work, 'cause I guess, downtown it's really hard to give up parking. So we actually squeezed this. I started out with 16 feet, and our contractor that works for Kobe and Gale, we kept measuring, and he pushed me out to 20, that's just I can't go any more than 20, can't give up any more than that, that's gonna be pretty tight, but.
So what will be the distance, Daryl, from the new addition to the start of the parking stalls as they exist today?
So from, you would quiz me on that one,
Yes.
I'm trying to remember where, was it 40 feet? I
It
think,
looks
for
like
the
you're doing a
existing
40
building.
by 43 excavation of asphalt, you're putting a 20 in, so I'm guessing about 20?
About 20 feet, yeah, that's right, yeah, virtually 20, so it's about 40 feet or so back from the existing building, so. And we pour, that whole area there, I wanna do an outside slab on, so we would do that.
So
instead
that's
of-
all gonna be concrete instead of hot top?
Up to the top part of the place, yeah, so that area there that's outlined at 40 by 40 here roughly. So we'll do the inside slab in the building, and then instead of doing asphalt outside, I'll
It'll
do
be
concrete on the upper place, yeah, and then the existing parking spots that go down that slope,
Correct.
we'll repave those.
Yep.
But the concrete just lasts longer, the hot top up there is terrible, so, it's a small section, but yeah. Yeah, it's about 20 feet or so from the beginning of those stalls, yeah.
And you guys own that, throughway there, if you will, whatever you wanna call it, travel lane?
Yeah, the-
That's,
Whatever they rename it sometimes they call it Taco Alley, and that's incorrect,
but that's all owned by Kobe and
Yeah,
Gale?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We do,
You had no issue with the, setback, I know the existing building is probably grandfathered, being right on the property line, but there's a 7-foot setback.
yeah.
That falls within our,
Let me see, yeah, let me double check.
I thought there were no setbacks down in that zone.
Basically, there's not, I just wanna make sure there's not like a,
There's, the neighbor, Carol Eberling has, at Why Not, has mechanicals and an access door in there, so even if we had the ability to do 0 setback, there's just, we would do that to our neighbor, so with I think it's roughly 7 feet coming back there now, which gives them plenty of room.
which is just gonna be an entry into, looks like a entry door.
Yeah, that entry door may not even be there, we're thinking, if we, with that setback in that corner, we currently might, we could go into the heating system, not advertise for a heating company here, but the heating system down there. But we could put propane on site, within code as well, so that door, I think in the original, design, there was a little doorway in there, but it probably won't end up with a door in that corner. So we could possibly do propane there, should be, open up some possibilities for me.
so the setback in C1, the side setback is 5 feet. And then it can be reduced if, there's language, if you're at 7 feet, it doesn't need to be reduced, so.
Nope.
But
Yeah, no,
could be,
7
you
was
could
good.
go down to 0 if it's compatible with the buildings.
Yep.
Adjacent to it.
Yeah, the 7, we had it at 8, and then we came back to 36 for the size, so it roughly brought it around 7, which is still, workable, so they can get, you still get in there and access the mechanicals and whatnot, and, I don't.
Where will the dumpsters that are there in the back right now, where will they go?
So that's the only part of my puzzle, the dumpsters are on wheels.
Oh,
So fortunately, we move them around often, on the property right now. So that's the one thing that I can, we'll probably have to kind of move those around as needed. Tuck them in the corner, and when they come pick them up, roll them out or something, yeah,
Right.
so that's like the only piece of the puzzle but they're not permanent fixtures, so
Right.
we have that ability to, as long as the wheels hold up on them, so. Yeah. Yeah, but you asked that, I had everything else figured out with the dumpster. I was like, no, yeah,
So the addition is 25 feet high.
roughly,
And,
yeah.
And
Yeah.
the existing building is how high?
Oh, I wanna say 20. 22, 21, something around there, Jenny, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I don't have exact measurement, but it's right in that ballpark, yeah. Yes, I think with a 16-foot ceiling and then either a 12.6, I think it's an 8-foot rise for the trusses, so we figured roughly 25 feet, with the truss measurements somewhere around there, yeah.
I'm just trying to visualize it.
Oh, sure, yeah,
And you've seen this from their application.
I guess I didn't see that.
Okay, this was. Should be in like the second.
Oh, I see it.
There, it's the last page.
Yep,
of
I got it.
It's what you had said.
Okay,
yeah, and I think That drawing may not have, doesn't have like the full it's not in there completely, so I can see where it looks like it's coming in at the same height in that drawing.
At least for conceptualizing,
Yeah.
you can kind of see it almost just shifts the roof line over because
Yeah, because of the
Okay.
ceiling height.
Yeah.
the building's also not as wide as the front building.
Correct, yeah,
So,
yeah. To maintain that setback, that 7 feet, and we couldn't, we
Right.
can't penetrate to the back, and it's gonna shift over a little
Yeah.
bit, but it's not coming out any further than the than the existing buildings, staying on that,
Yeah.
on the southern exposure side there, or the western side, sorry, staying the same distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
any other questions from? people? The only thing that I took a stab at waivers and things that, standards that are determined not to be applicable. Stormwater management. The site is fully paved. I figured that was probably not necessary. You're not adding any impervious surface, and if anything, you're adding impervious surface that's going to go into a gutter and be controlled. More than just. It would.
Yeah, that one was, we talked about that, and that was a little, I didn't know what else I could do there, like it's already existing, it's sort of, the parking lot surrounds us, it's kind of a,
Yeah,
I'm not sure what else I can do there for drain,
yeah.
for
So,
stormwater management.
Stormwater management plan, erosion and sediment control plan, demonstration of financial and technical capacity. Estimate the amount of domestic water required, and letters from state authorities on impact to historic, archaeological, and rare and endangered plant or animal species. Given the existing condition of the site, I thought basically all of those were not applicable.
Absolutely.
So I put them as requested waivers. I guess if you can say either they're not applicable or
I
you can
don't,
waive them.
I don't, I don't think we should call those things waivers, I
Okay.
would call it like not.
No, they're not applicable.
Applicable.
Okay, I think that makes sense. I think those are applicable.
So you mentioned historical preservation asked about siding. I assume it's gonna be same as what's there, same color scheme.
Yeah, so if anything, the siding is on there now is that vinyl cedar shake, and we're still trying to find out if that's available.
Mhm.
The thing, as you guys know, in building, that stuff changes all the time, so so we'll match it. If it's not available, we'll do the same, whatever we'll just do the whole building
Yep,
again, so we're not
yep.
gonna piecemeal it, so it's not that much on the old building, so that was put on, God, I think 25 years ago, we put that siding on, so who knows if we can still match it.
So it's vinyl cedar shake,
Yeah, it's vinyl cedar shake, but
it was just used up on a house across from Pleasant Street.
Yeah.
So, I mean, someone just put some up, so.
yeah, I don't know if that exact brand.
Right, that style,
and
but,
They change it, so, but if we can't get the exact one, we'll do cedar shake again and just match through the whole.
The old one, that's the new eventually, or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly, or we'll just do the whole building, match it all up.
Yep.
The backside, all the stuff, the biggest part of it's on the gable end on the back, and that's all to come off anyway, so. But that's the plan, yeah, so. The only question I had, and I can go back to the historical folks, that whether or not would we have an exposed. Say roughly 3 feet of concrete, whether they want me to drop that down and cover that or not. Bring the siding down, or can we build it, so that's more of an aesthetic thing, but. That's it just depends on how we drop that
I
pole
can't
down,
remember,
so.
where that.
Yeah,
I don't remember the siding conversation, I don't remember
Yeah, I didn't get a definitive, we talked about it, but it's easy enough to do, so
Yeah.
it would kind of depend on,
The one thing I do want to mention with the historic and archaeological, there was, well, it went through the Historic Preservation Review Commission, and there was, like, in that area, the state has identified like a, quarter kilometer or half kilometer square area that's like, there is something historically significant in this, but they don't always tell you exactly where, because they don't want people going and messing with it.
Buried treasure.
Yeah. And so what the conclusion that the Historic Preservation Commission came to was that this project is not going to have any impact on whatever that historic asset may be. So, given that, the way the site is right now, that's you know, I don't know what the.
I don't know what would be there.
was.
How can they say that if they're not telling you where it is? Do
Well,
they know it's not within this footprint that he's doing?
Right, that basically, it's like, unless it's buried under the asphalt.
Well, maybe it's not a seawall that he's gonna be digging up, maybe it's a treasure box.
Well, and if,
Oh, I'll let you know. If I find something.
if something like that does
Right.
come up, you please let us know.
A sudden resignation.
Well, I never retired awfully quick.
Right.
Oh, if I find something significant in there, that'd be fun, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna be anything.
Well, the person that knows where this is, knows that it's not within his footprint, you're telling us? I guess if the historical society's looked at it, they're fine with it, then there's
Yeah,
nothing to me.
that's right, that's basically where we left it, I'm not sure, I'm trying to think, because it's like a quarter kilometer or half kilometer square, it's like, it's basically the whole downtown. So I should find out what that is if they don't. But it could also just be that like, cause that district is identified, I mean, it's on the National Register, so it also could just be that it's in that district.
I think they probably just considered the nature of the project too, that's like in addition to, you know, the building's already there. So, you know, relatively minor, didn't even think of it that
Yeah.
way.
The shed that you're removing, I don't think is the historically significant.
I don't think so.
So
I would hope not.
Yeah,
And we did, tie in, when the water line project was done, we did tie in a new line to that, and I don't recall finding any doubloons or anything in there, so. That's pretty cool.
yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
So we went through the items that I had identified for waivers, but then there's also stuff that I assumed was not applicable: soil types and location, soil boundaries suitable for wastewater disposal, soil test pit logs, phosphorus impact report, and demonstration that the access to the site will be safe and will meet or exceed minimum site requirements, and then a landscaping plan. All of that, again, I thought not applicable. The site access is the only thing that was like, oh, this is somewhat relevant, but you're not changing anything, any site access. Anything that would impact site access, circulation maybe a little bit, but you know, we've spoken about.
Yeah, our,
And circulation though.
Right, yeah, yeah. So I said, basically, that list is also not applicable.
I agree.
Here.
Yep.
Right. So I think, was there anything else that you wanted to check in? I think that was everything I had highlighted.
Timeline.
So, and originally, we were gonna try to get started this fall, but I can't get concrete lined up until early spring, so, that was the
That's what you.
original plan, but gotta push it
Won't
back.
be the middle of summer.
No, hoping the idea would be to get, you know, the late fall and then have it closed in and go through there, but, we're trying to start as soon as we can in the spring, you know, early April or something, yeah. I'm hoping everything would line up, but I'll be that lucky, so. Gives me a little bit more time to fit the pieces on internally, make things work, so. Design work.
Anything else, Mike?
I don't have anything else, that's you all. I think, you know,
The application looks fine.
so yeah, that's this. Part of the, that sheet that I gave you, this process, it's just some justification. I know all of you have been doing this for a long time, but I figured like this was at least how I think about it, and so the process that I am gonna try and stick with going forward is application completeness, which essentially is you have all the information that you understand what they're proposing, and you don't have any more questions, you don't need any more information to make a decision. And then accept the findings of fact after that, but I think the first thing is, if you wanna find the application to be complete.
Well, I'm gonna ask for a motion on that.
Well, it's up to you, yeah.
Do I have a motion for the application being complete?
But me?
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion that this application is complete.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Okay. Okay, we got to accept and adopt the findings of fact. We're actually
I would say-
brief.
Yeah, I would say as amended from the conversation we had today,
Mm-hmm.
any of those.
I make a motion that we accept the finding of the facts, as amended this evening.
Okay, do I have a second? All those in favor? All those opposed? Now, let's see,
So we have to go through each ordinance.
Yeah, that's how I,
there should be individual votes on whether or not the board includes it.
So we have a-
Standards requirements, read that whole applicable ordinance. Board. Basis for one of the ordinances, voting on inclusion of these article or section, which ordinance recommended by most attorneys, that sounds quite lengthy.
it is, it absolutely is,
We
so.
bundle this up somehow.
You know, I'm not gonna tell you no. I will just tell you that, like, if you ask an attorney, they would say, do each one individually, but
I try to avoid attorneys.
that's fair,
Just
fair
as
enough.
much as I can,
So
especially when it comes to things like that.
you are welcome to approach that how you think is most reasonable.
Anybody have any qualms with my opinion?
No.
Putting them together?
I'll make a motion, we accept the conclusion of the law as described, this evening in the findings of facts.
Okay, do I have a
Well,
second?
well, wait, let's say for the,
Maybe,
the Damariscotta land use ordinance,
Mhm.
the site plan review ordinance, and the Damariscotta shoreline zoning ordinance.
Yep.
And the Damariscotta floodplain management ordinance.
well, that one
It's
Did
not-
it
does,
wasn't
is
applicable.
not, is not applicable, I think
Okay.
it's.
But we could add the historical, there's things gonna be here, but if,
They
Yes,
already
well.
voted and said it's
Yeah.
consistent with
So
that.
just these three.
Yep, shoreline, site plan, land use.
All right, you wanna do it that way?
Yeah.
That's still bundling it up, so I'm fine with that.
Neil, are
Okay.
you okay with that?
Are
yep,
you making the motion?
Yep.
We already got a motion
Well, it
on
was
the
a- it
table.
was a-
yeah, we
It's a
did, yeah, we
combination.
combined it, yep, so.
Do I have a second? Okay, all
All right.
those in favor? All those opposed? Now. Inclusion based on results.
Do you, and now just to be clear, flood hazard development permit not required for this application.
Right.
Okay. And then, yeah, the only other thing is, to approve with conditions, if you want to approve the application.
If there's any conditions I want enforced on them.
And you said there would be no additional lighting, right?
No, yeah, no additional, yeah.
All right,
Okay, do I have a motion? For final action on the application?
I can make a motion that we approve this application.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? All those opposed? Thank you.
all right, done.
Guys, thank you all. Yeah.
Try and talk to Mike Castro on Wednesday.
Yeah, no, worries. So their timelines moved a little bit, you know, so it's not, yeah, I'll touch base with you on everything, and yeah. Thank you all, we like staying downtown where we are, and we're trying to make that.
Yeah.
Make sure we still can, so.
Did the flood, when we had the big storm surge, did it come into the building?
No, it was just outside of that, so, where. Sea Smoke has their little, like
Yeah.
their porch on the backside of it, it came up just close to that, but it rounded that
You were
corner,
like a little
so.
island.
We were, yeah, we had beach property, you know,
Yeah,
property
okay.
one day, but it didn't come up, so. It was closer than I want to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't get our feet wet, so
Yes,
that was good.
that's where I was saying the AE zone is that flood hazard, like non-wave action area. It's just in like the 100-year flood. Basically is where that water
That's
came up.
where it was, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it did not.
Yeah.
You still, I mean, you probably could have handled another. I don't know, what's a foot? You could have handled
I
more.
would say no more, probably no more than, but yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
it came up where we have our parking stalls, it was about halfway up those, and
Yeah.
it kind of wrapped around that corner, but.
Yeah.
They're elevated just high enough, so thankfully, you know. Don't wanna do that again.
You know, I'll do it.
Thank you. All right, folks, I'm gonna sneak out of this meeting. I don't get to do this very often. I'm gonna sneak out of this one. Thank you. Yeah.
What do you got?
There's a couple,
Housekeeping.
one, yeah, just housekeeping. Leslie does have two things for you to sign. One, the minutes that we just presumed you would approve. So we got a copy of that, and then also the findings of fact from the Coastal Rivers Trail that was approved at last meeting.
Yep.
So that's over there
Okay.
too. And the only other thing I've got is that, because of the election, the November meeting is not going to be on the third, it's going to be on the 10th,
Okay,
so. Not gonna be the first Monday. But. And I think that that was part of the schedule that we had adopted, originally, but. That's all I've got, and then this, which hopefully is helpful, this, process and logic and acting on it. I actually put it together because I was trying to explain, to read the process, and my thoughts were kind of all over the place, and so I thought. Putting it into one spot, so I figured I would share it with you all too, if you.
Yeah.
But that's everything that I've got.
Okey dokey. Anybody wanna make a motion?
So I will in just a second.
Okay.
So when we do these new tablets, right, is there a way that our IT folks can put the link to our ordinances to that? That way there, when they update them in the town office, when we sign in, we are seeing the most current.
Yes, what I've done in Newcastle, and I've kind of already got it set up, but you guys don't have they're gonna be laptops,
Mhm.
but. Is I shared Google Drive with everybody, so. You'll see, I'll still share the links that you normally get for these meetings, but you'll also just be able to go into the town's. File system and be able to see all of that if you wanted to, and I'll also make sure that there's a folder. That it'll be up pretty high level, like at the, easy for you to get to, that just has all the ordinances as well.
And that'll be the most up-to-date version that we need to get to.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yes,
concerned with.
it'll be the same folder basically that I go to when I go try to find ordinance, so. I'll try and keep it.
At least that way, you know, you're looking at the most recent, right, and
Yes.
you're trying to figure out something and
Right.
no question, so.
Yeah,
any word on the big apartment building on Piper Mill,
the Ledgewood,
Ledgewood,
I have not heard anything from them.
that's sad.
I think that they are, I know that they're, it's all about. The low-income housing tax credit, which is how all those projects, the larger ones get funded, and. It's always a competitive process, and I think that. They keep, I know that at least once or twice kind of restructured how that project could work. Well, part of it included the existing building and rehab to that. Each round is a little bit different how it's scored, so. Also, then on top of that, I imagine a lot of that funding is kind of disappearing, so
So are they gonna be able to do the upgrades to the,
I don't believe so. I mean, if they get the project, what came before the planning board, the new stuff together, it may be included in that, but last I spoke with them, that was not, that was just because of that one round.
that's too bad, I wonder if they could scale back their project, if it would be more eligible, I mean, they gotta move fast, I would think.
Yeah, usually with those, it's kind of the other way is just. Low income housing tax, and then again, it depends on what funding round, because they always kind of change how they do the scoring, but they're looking for. Well, I guess they tend to get awarded to, not that they were not sophisticated, but to sophisticated, like. Big projects that have. You know, all of their Ts crossed and their Is dotted, so. You know, it's a different thing. The project that happened in Newcastle was too small for low income housing tax credit, and that's what was so nice about the program they went through, is it's streamlined and made for like. Regular people can put together a project that might go through that, so I think that the. Ledgewood Court one. We'll see, I haven't heard them, so I don't know what the updates are, my
Yeah.
guess is they're still struggling with. Application with the award part of it, so. But.
Okay,
I make a motion, we adjourn.
second that. Okay, all those in favor? All those opposed? Good,
Thanks a lot.
you know, we're nearly done.
Great.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is great.
Yeah.
You know, this is a good idea.
Just stop by and
Good,
sign.
I'm glad that,
All right,
I like that.
thanks. Ethan, thank you.
Thank you, Lord. Don't get shut by me.
Get your prize. Here, Yeah, it's good just to have this. I remember in the planning board, workshop that they had at, Maine Municipal, they kind of went over this a little bit.